Long ago, in a quiet corner of Northern California, lived an elderly woman named Masa Green. She had spent her entire life working the land alongside her husband, Henry. Together, they once owned wide cornfields and cared for many animals. Their farm was full of life. But after Henry passed away, everything changed. Martha's knees ached, her steps became slow, and the land was no longer easy to manage alone. Her daughter Lena and the son-in-law Paul moved in with her. At first, Masa felt grateful, but soon she noticed a painful change. Lena grew impatient and sharp-tongued. Paul was lazy and slept through most days. While they complained, Masa still tried to help cooking, cleaning, and tending what little she could. But her strength was fading. One night, while the house was quiet, Masa heard whispers. "If we keep living like this, we'll starve," Paul muttered. Lena replied coldly, "My mother has to go. This house should be ours." Martha's heart sank. The next morning, loud noises woke her. When she stepped outside, she saw her clothes, blankets, and worn shoes thrown onto the dirt. Lena stood nearby, her face stiff and unmoving. "Mother, you must leave." Lena sighed without meeting her eyes. Martha's hands trembled. "This is my home," she whispered. But the door closed before she could say more. She sat on the wooden steps until night fell, crying quietly. What Lena and Paul didn't know was that Masa and her late husband had saved money for many years. Henry had hidden it in a small stone box near the old corral. That night, Masa returned, moved the stones, and found the savings. With that money, she chose to begin again. She walked to a nearby village, where a kind farming family recognized her. They gave her warm tea, food, and a small room for the night. The next morning, Masa asked if any land was for sale. "Sir is," they replied. With the help of neighbors, she bought a modest piece of land. Masa built a sturdy wooden home, planted corn, raised chickens, and finally found peace again. A young neighbor boy named Eli often helped her with chores. He was polite, hardworking, and kind, asking for nothing in return. Meanwhile, Lena and Paul's life fell apart. They refused to work. Their house decayed, weeds filled the yard, and the arguments became constant. Still, they believed Masa had nothing left. One day, desperate for work, Paul walked far from home and reached a beautiful, well-kept farm. He knocked on the door. Masa opened it. "You?" Paul gasped. "Yes," she replied calmly. Hungry and ashamed, Paul asked for work. Masa agreed on one condition. "Do not tell my daughter this farm belongs to me." He nodded quickly. Paul worked hard every day. Masa treated him fairly and he never spoke harshly. She asked only one question: "How is my daughter?" "She's fine," Paul always sighed, though it wasn't true. One morning, Lena secretly followed him. When she saw the large farm, her eyes widened. She rushed into the yard and froze when she saw her mother. "You live like this while you suffer," Lena shouted. "When you finish shouting, speak calmly," Masa sighed softly. Lena demanded money, the land, anything she could take. Masa gave her only a few coins and gently closed the door. The couple wasted the money and soon sold their old house. They believed they would inherit Martha's farm someday. But Masa had already decided. She wrote her will. "My land shall belong to Eli, the boy who helped me when he was alone. My daughter will receive nothing." When Masa passed away, the village honored her with respect. Lena and Paul returned, expecting to claim the farm. Instead, the neighbors told them the truth. Everything now belonged to Eli. Ashamed and shocked, the couple left the village. No more one ever saw them again. Tiny Echo stories remind you, even when life pushes you down, you can rise again. Your worth is not decided by those who mistreat you. With courage, dignity, and kindness, you can rebuild your life. Kindness helps things grow. Greed destroys everything. Choose strength. Choose respect.